Come have a nice day. Today is Saturday, 1st of March 2025. March 1st is celebrated as Zero Discrimination Day, World Civil Defense Day, Self Injury Awareness Day, and World Compliment Day. Zero Discrimination Day, an international day to promote equality and challenge discrimination. World Civil Defense Day, a day to recognize the efforts of disaster response services and to raise awareness about the civil protection. Self-Injury Awareness Day, a day to reduce the stigma around self-injury and to encourage support for those struggling with it. World Compliment Day, a day to promote kindness and uplift spirits through the compliments. Now, starting the newspaper with the world news, including European leaders pledged to stand by Ukraine after confrontational Oval Office meeting with Trump. State Department says Zelensky can turn things around. How are global leaders reacting to the Zelensky-Trump White House clash? After the clash with Trump at White House, Zelensky thanks United States for his visit. Pope Francis suffers a bronchial spasm. Prognosis remains guarded. Watch 7 minutes when Trump Zelensky vanishes Oval Office meet descends to heated public spat. Now for brief, we go towards the Hindu newspaper. We have Trump Zelensky clash in the White House. Live update: Zelensky leaves White House early after the spat. Trump calls for immediate ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky leaves the White House after meeting with the United States President Donald Trump in the Washington, D.C., February 28, 2025. During their meeting at the Oval Office, Mr. Trump lashed out at Mr. Zelensky, who he said was not acting at all thankful. Mr. Trump said, "You are gambling with the lives of millions of people. You are gambling with the World War III, and what you are doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country." Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky left the White House after the tempers flared during his meeting with the United States President Trump on Friday, February 28, 2025. Mr. Trump and Mr. Zelensky clashed on the need for compromising with what the Ukrainian president called Russia's killer leader. Mr. Trump greeted Mr. Zelensky as they sat in the Oval Office, telling him to be more thankful and saying, "You are in no position to dictate what we are going to feel." Incoming German government's focus on European sovereignty could impact its Indo-Pacific ambitions. Protesters demonstrate in Berlin on February 3rd after the CDU Chancellor candidate Friedrich Merz sought to push through the legislation on immigration in parliament with the support of far-right AfD. The union made up of a CDU and its ally is most likely to partner with the center-left SPD to form a coalition government in Germany. Challenges ahead are plenty for the incoming government, which will have to walk a tightrope between illegal immigration and need for skilled immigrants. Ripples following United States shifting foreign policy under the President Trump also create concerns for the European nation. The German national election concluded on 23rd February with the conservative Christian Democrats CDU and their parent Christian Social Union CSU together, known as the Union, garnering 28.6% of the vote share. Its leader Friedrich Merz is slated to become Germany's next chancellor. German national elections generally happen in the September month. This election took place earlier than expected due to the implosion of the traffic light coalition of the center-left Social Democrats, SPD, Liberal Free Democrats, FDP, and Environmental Green last November. The Chancellor Olaf Scholz lost the no-confidence motion for the minority government of the SPD and Greens, prompting the German president to announce an early election. At 82.5%, voter participation was the highest this year since the German reunification. Now going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper, states that CAG report on Delhi healthcare flag shortage of staff, misuse of funds. Delhi Health Minister Pankaj Singh with the CAG report on the health care services at the Delhi Legislative Assembly on Friday. The Comptroller and Auditor General flagged service shortcomings in Delhi's government hospitals in the performance review of the state's health care system between 2016 and 2022. Tabled in the Delhi Assembly on Friday, the report highlighted service staff shortages and acute lack of life-saving infrastructure, long wait times in hospital for surgeries, and the utilization of the pandemic relief funds. The report, Public Health and Infrastructure and Management of the Health Service, was presented in the Assembly on the Friday by Delhi's Chief Minister Rekha Gupta. Among the other issues, the CAG highlighted a string of deep-rooted human resource deficiencies in Delhi's government health department. It revealed an overall shortage of around 21% in the Delhi's government health department. Among Delhi's 28 hospitals, college teaching specialists had the highest shortfall at 30%, followed by a 28% shortage of non-teaching specialists and a 9% gap in the medical officers. Induction of 35 to 40 fighters per year, need of the hour. Indian Air Force Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh said that in an in-house study conducted by the Indian Air Force showed that it must induct 2 fighter squadrons every year to cater to the numbers needed. New Delhi. The Indian Air Force is very badly off in number. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh, admitted on Friday, pointing out that it must induct 40 fighter jets every year to stay combat ready. Singh added that the participation of private industry could help boost the aircraft production rate in the country to meet the growing needs of the world's 4th largest air force. He said that the Indian Air Force was pushing for a model to build a new fighter jets that will involve a foreign original equipment manufacturer setting up a production agency in the country along with an Indian partner, as it would also give the Air Force an alternative option for any future design, including a stealth fighter, rather than depending only on the capabilities of state-run plane maker Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. At the moment, we are very badly off in the terms of the numbers, and the numbers that have been promised are also coming in little slow, Singh said, making the case for boosting the production rate of fighters. He was speaking at the Chanakya Dialogues Conclave, Bharat 2047, Atmanirbhar in War. 33 rescued, hunt on for 22 as avalanche hits Chamoli. An Indian Army team carries out a rescue operation to bring out the trapped construction workers near the Mana Pass in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand on Friday. 22 border road organization laborers are working to clear snow near the high-altitude border village of Mana in Uttarakhand. Chamoli district remained trapped under an avalanche till late on Friday, even as 33 were pulled out in a frantic rescue operation, officials said. Rescue teams were battling the treacherous terrain, blinding snowfall and freezing temperatures in a desperate race against the time to save the trapped workers. The extreme weather has forced rescuers to proceed without air support, relying instead on the ground terms, navigating blocked mountains roads, the officials cited above added. At about 8 a.m., a massive avalanche hit the camp, trapping 55 workers. There are 2 of the workers were on leave. The Indo-Tibetan Border Police, ITBP is actually, and the Indian Army personnel deployed there quickly started the rescue operations aimed at snowfall and freezing weather conditions, as said Sandeep Tiwari, Chamoli's district magistrate. Shah to hold a review meet on Manipur crisis. This would be the Shah's first such meeting in Delhi with the top 4 officials after the president's rule was imposed in Manipur. New Delhi Union Home Minister Amit Shah is set to hold a review meeting of the situation in Manipur on Saturday, for which the state's top 4 officials, Governor, Security Advisor, Director General, and Chief Secretary, have already reached the national capital. People aware of the development said. The meeting is also significant because it is being held at a time when all forces, including army on the ground in Manipur and central intelligence agencies, are working to get back the looted weapons. Central agencies have been working with both Kuki and the Meeti groups to get them to surrender weapons under the amnesty scheme offered by the governor Ajay Bala. Around 6,500 guns and the 6 lakh pieces of the ammunition were looted by the mobs in both the hills and the valley. During the past 7 days, around 650 weapons and ammunition were surrendered by people under the Governor Bala's 70 amnesty. Of the 6,500 loaded weapons from the police armories, the forces have till date recovered just around 2,500. A bulk of the loot arms and ammunition, including hundreds of powerful guns like AK series rifles, MP5s, LMGs, and INSAS, are still with the civilians and militants in the state. Governor Bala on Friday extended the deadline not to surrender the weapons till March 6 and assured people that until no punitive action would be taken if the looted weapons were returned before the deadline. Nearly 22 months after the ethnic clashes started across the Manipur on May 3, 2024, normalcy is yet to be restored. On the February 13, 2024, president's rule was imposed in the state days after the Chief Minister Byron Singh resigned following a rebellion by some 40 MLAs who were against the Singhs holding command of the state. A month before the Singh's resignation, the centre had appointed the former Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bala as the governor. Clean Sambal Mosque premises, High Court tells Archaeological Survey of India, member of the Judicial Commission in Sambal on Friday. The Allahabad High Court on Friday directed the Archaeological Survey of India ASI to clean the premises of the Shahi Jama Masjid in Sambal district of the Uttar Pradesh, but did not pass an order for whitewashing of the mosque ahead of Ramadan. The matter is now set to be heard on March 4. Justice Rohit Ranjan Agarwal passed the order while hearing a plea filed by a mosque management committee seeking the permission for whitewashing and cleaning of the premises ahead of the Ramadan on Thursday. The High Court directed the Archaeological Survey of India to immediately inspect the mosque site and appoint a team of 3 officers who would submit a report in this connection by 10 a.m. on Friday. The ASI report, however, said that the interior of the mosque had ceramic paint and there was no need to whitewash it at present. The managing committee has been directed to file its objection to report the next date of hearing. On Friday, senior advocate S.F.A. Naqvi, appearing for the mosque committee, submitted that they only want whitewashing and lighting work to be done. The court then asked the ASI to clean the dust and clear the grass on their premises. Shahi Jama Masjid Mosque Committee President Zafar Ali said an objection would be filed against the ASI inspection report that recommended no whitewashing and maintenance work at the mosque. I was present during the inspection and clearly showed that the 3-member team allowed the wear and tear on the structure of the mosque. Besides, it has been a ritual to decorate the religious site as a part of the Ramadan festivities. The mosque committee has been doing it every year. We will pursue our legal recourses over our demand and file our objection in the court on March 3rd. The dispute stems from a claim that the Mughal-era mosque was built after the demolishing a historic temple, a Harihar temple. It gained the momentum after violence erupted during the court-ordered survey of the Shahi Jama Masjid on November 24, 2024. 4 people lost their lives in clashes that broke out over claims that the mosque was built on the site of Hindu temple. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, EPFOs board recommends 8.25% in interest rate for financial year 2025, same as the financial year 2024. The EPFO's board has last year hiked the EPF interest rate to the highest level in 3 years ahead of the Lok Sabha elections and has now retained its despite an overall rate cut cycle in the economy. In the February month of 2024, the Employees Provident Fund Organization (EPF) has increased the interest rate on EPF marginally to 8.25% for the financial year 2023-24 from 8.15% in 2022 to 2023. The Central Board of the Trustees of the Employees Provident Fund, or EPFO, headed by the Union Labour and the Employment Minister Mansukh Mandavia, in the 237th meeting held on Friday, recommended keeping the interest rate for financial year 2024-2025 unchanged from the previous year at 8.24%, of which over 7.4 crore contributing subscribers. The EPFO's board had last year hiked the EPF interest rate to the highest level in 3 years ahead of the Lok Sabha elections and had now retained it despite an overall rate cut cycle in the economy. The EPFO investment returns are linked to the yield on government securities and equity returns. The decision to retain the interest rate was taken as it was felt there could be volatility in the financial market and amid a further rate cuts by the central bank. On the February 7, the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) had cut the repo rate to 6.25% after holding it at 6.5% for 2 years. On the Tuhin Kantapande's agenda, regaining the credibility of SEBI top poster uplifting staff review of norms for delisting FNMO, MFN, or IPO norms on the cards, restoring investor and FII as confidence reigning and influencers on the table. Pandey is joining the SEBI at a time when the market has plummeted 18% over the last 5 years and investor confidence has taken a beating. Tuhin Kantapande, the newly appointed chairman of the Security and Exchange Board of India (SEBI), is set to take office on a Monday and faces some serious challenges, restoring the credibility and prestige of the corner office as the market regulator and restoring the morale of employees at its head office of National Stock Exchange House at BKC, Mumbai's business hub. As the 11th chairman of the SEBI, Pandey also steps in at a time when there are multiple challenges plaguing the market, including the ongoing stock sell-off, foreign institutional investors' withdrawal of rupees 2 lakh crores since October last year, the unfinished loss of reigning influencers and unregistered investment advisors, and review of the delisting norms. Pandey is joining the SEBI at a time when the market has plummeted 18% over the last 5 months and investor confidence is taking a beating. Restoring the confidence, there were a host of allegations about conflict of the interest against Pandey's predecessor Madhubai Puri Baksh last year that raised doubts about the integrity of the chairperson, something that she has denied. The opposition Congress party had also made a serious allegations about consultancy services of the Baksh, raising questions about their integrity. Baksh refuted those allegations and described them as a false, incorrect, malicious, and motivated. GDP shows an uptick, but Q4 holds the key for 6.5% growth in the financial year 2025. Indian economy growth Q3 2024-2025. Indian economy grew at 5.6% in the July to September quarter this fiscal year. The second advance estimate showed the National Stock NSO in its second advance estimate of national accounts pegged the country's growth at 6.5% for the 2024-2025. India's real gross domestic product picked a pace sequentially to grow 6.2% in the October-December 2024 Q3 of 2024-2025 financial year 2025, compared with the 5.6% in the July-September 2024 Q2, aided by accelerating consumption demand. Quarterly GDP estimates released by the National Statistics Office showed Friday in the Q3 of the 2023-2024 GDP had grown 9.5%. India needs accelerated reforms to reach the high income status by 2047. World Bank report. The report said that lowering tariffs and addressing barriers to trade and foreign direct investment (FDI) would further drive the economic growth. World Bank's report urges India to implement accelerated reforms to achieve the high income status by 2047. India must accelerate reforms to achieve the high income status by 2047, which would require an average annual growth rate of 7.8% of the World Bank. 7.8% of the World Bank New India Country Economic Memorandum was said Friday. The report called for a shift from business as usual to accelerated reforms by focusing on the productivity growth, reviving and sustaining investment, creating quality jobs, and the strengthening growth fundamental in the low income status. Very few countries have made the transition from middle to high income economies in less than 20 years, while more, including Brazil, Mexico, and Turkey, have remained trapped in the upper middle income group, the report said. Now going towards science and tech, we have Delhi used less than 75% of the COVID funds given by the center. CAG report shows shortages in the staff, hospitals, various medicines equipment, Delhi hospitals. Only 3 new hospitals completed by Aam Aadmi Party government, 15 unused plots made for hospitals. The Delhi government used less than 75% of the funds released by the centre to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic in the capital, according to a Comptroller and Auditor General report on the public health infrastructure and management of the health service tabled in the Delhi Assembly on Friday, February 28, 2025. Of the total rupees 787.91 crore released by the union government to help Delhi combat the pandemic, only rupees 582.84 crore was actually used in Delhi, the CAG report said. Science Minister claims India to surpass United States in scientific publications by 2029. Union Minister Jitendra Singh. At a function marking National Science Day, Jitendra Singh says a future projection shows that the country will overtake the United States in the next 4 years. India will overtake the United States in the number of scientific publications by 2029, Union Minister for Science and Technology Jitendra Singh said at a public function on Friday, February 29, 2025 to commemorate the National Science Day. Future projections say that we will overcome the United States in the number of scientific publications in the next 4 years by 2029. These are facts that are not known very widely, but these are extremely important to us, said Dr. Singh. He did not cite a specific source, but a 2023 ranking by the United States-based National Science Foundation of the country's scientific output says that China, with 8,98,949 publications, led the world, followed by the United States 4,57,335 and India 2,77,390. Manage lifestyle to beat the hypertension, urge doctors. Healthy India, happy India. Healthy diet, positive mindset, adequate sleep, and exercise are all important. They said at a webinar presented the Hindu and Naruvi Hospital. Hypertension is among the top 5 risk factors for cardiovascular disease, but it can be managed. Jacob Jones, consultant cardiologist with Nauri Hospital, said on Friday 28, 2025. Citing a study by the Indian Hypertension Control Initiative launched by the Indian Council of the Medical Research, Dr. Jones said that 1 in every 4 Indian adults has high blood pressure, and over half of those affected were unaware of their condition. He added that the only 10% of those hypertension have managed to keep it under control. As the Hindu webinar on blood pressure, what you need to know, presented in collaboration with the Nauri Hospital, Dr. Joe said that regular monitoring for hypertension was important as it was silent killer. The webinar was the 5th episode in a series of 15 under the Healthy India Happy India initiative aimed at promoting well-being. Fluctuation in the blood pressure lays stress on organs. Dr. Jones explained about 20% of those affected are able to lower the BP levels through diet and regular exercise. At last, there's a famous scholar of India who is known by his famous name, Ahmed Sarhandi, Indian Islamic scholar, Hanafi jurist, and a member of the Naqshband Sufi order who lived during the era of the Mughal Empire. Ahmed Sarhandi opposed heterodox movements within the Mughal court, such as the Ilahi, in support of more orthodox forms of the Islamic law. His act of preserving and urging the practice of the Islamic orthodoxy has cemented his reputation by some followers as Mujaddid or a reviver, while earlier and modern South Asian scholarship credited him for contributing to conservative trends in the Indian Islam. More recent work such as Abul Hasan Ali Hassani Nadwi and the commentaries from the Western scholars such as Darhar Friedman and Bucheller have pointed to Sarhandi's significant contribution to Sufi epistemology and practices. Sarhandi was born on 26th of May 1564. His biography: in the village of Sarhand, Punjab, Muslim family. A descendant of the 13th century Sufi saint and a poet Baba Farid, he claimed ancestry from the second Rashidul Khalifa Umar 634 to 644. Sarhandi received most of his early education from his father, Abdul Al-Had, his brother Muhammad Sadiq, and from a Lahore-based scholar Muhammad Tahir Al-Lahori. He also memorized the Quran. He then studied in the Sialkot, which had become an intellectual center under the scholar Kamaluddin Kashmiri. Qazi Baloh al-Badakshani taught him a jurisprudence, Muhammad's ﷺ biography, and a history. He eventually joined the Naqshbandi order through the Sufi missionaries Khwaja Baqi Billah. When he was 36-year-old, he became a leading master of the order. His deputies traveled the Mughal Empire in order to popularize the order and eventually won the power with the Mughal court. Sarhandi underwent his first Hajj pilgrimage in 1598 after the death of his father. The most important influence of the Sheikh Ahmed efforts were propagation of Islam, powerful writing against Akbar, pioneer of Muslim self-assertion, Sheikh influence upon the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, propounder of the two-nation theory, emphasis on the oneness of Allah, which is known as Tawheed. Okay, thank you.